Hello guys, welcome back to our channel, Life in Motion a Studio.
Okay, picture this. It's late, you're home, the house is totally quiet, all the lights are off, and then you hear something, a tiny little footstep. Or was that a whisper? You feel this, I don't know, a shift in the air, right? A movement just at the edge of your vision. We've all been there, right? That deeply unsettling feeling. That primal part of your brain that screams, you are not alone. It's the kind of feeling that has literally fueled ghost stories forever. But here's the twist. What if that thing isn't a ghost? What if it's not even in the room with you? What if it's actually coming from inside your own head? See, these aren't ghosts. We're talking about your brain's scariest glitches. And we're going to dive right into these incredible ancient survival programs that are hardwired into every single one of us. All right, let's kick things off with those phantom sounds. You know, the creaks, the footsteps, the whispers that just appear out of nowhere. Okay, so this is super interesting. Your brain is playing two different tricks on you here. First, the footsteps. When everything goes dead quiet, your brain basically turns up the volume on your hearing. It gets so sensitive that it starts picking up on your own body, like your heartbeat or the blood rushing in your ears, and it goes, hey, that sounds like footsteps. Then you've got the whispers. That's a whole other glitch. Your brain is an absolute machine when it comes to finding patterns. So in any random noise, like the hum of a fridge, it's constantly searching. And what's the one pattern it's most desperate to find? A human voice. And this whole thing actually has a name. It's called auditory pareidolia. It's just your brain trying to make sense out of nonsense, basically. You've experienced this before, I guarantee it. Like when you're in a crowded room and you swear you hear someone call your name, that's it. But when it happens in the middle of the night, when you're all alone, that same little glitch suddenly feels a whole lot scarier. Okay, so sound is one thing, but what about when it gets even weirder? Let's talk about that feeling that someone is standing right there, or when you catch something moving out of the corner of your eye. It all starts with something called hypervigilance. Think of it as your brain's ancient security system kicking in. When it gets dark, your brain doesn't take any chances. It just assumes there could be a threat, so it puts all of your senses on high alert. It's basically scanning the room, constantly, for anything that's out of place. And this is where that presence feeling comes from. It's wild. Your brain, in this hyper-alert state, isn't just waiting for a threat, it's actively predicting one. It's running simulations. And what's the worst-case scenario it comes up with? Someone might be standing right behind me. That prediction is so powerful, so deeply ingrained for survival, that it actually creates a physical sensation. You literally feel it because your brain is screaming warning by simulating the threat. So what about seeing things, out of the corner of your eye? Well, your peripheral vision is kind of like a blurry, low-res motion detector. It's not built to see details clearly. Its only job is to yell, hey, something moved over there. So when a shadow shifts just a little bit, your brain doesn't have enough information. So what does it do? It fills in the blanks. And its favorite best guess for movement in the dark? A person. So, okay, we've got these little sensory glitches happening. But how do they go from a weird little thing to a full-on, heart-pounding, scary experience? Well, you add one secret ingredient: fear. We already know that in the dark, your hearing gets more sensitive, right? Well, think of fear as the volume knob. It takes that sensitivity and just cranks it all the way up. So that tiny little creak the house always makes, suddenly it's a loud, sharp crack. And once that fear kicks in and your adrenaline is going, your brain goes into overdrive. It becomes obsessed with connecting the dots. It takes all this random stuff, the weird sound, the flicker of a shadow, and it starts desperately trying to weave it all together into a story that explains why you're so scared. You know that pile of clothes you have in the corner of your room? During the day, it's just laundry. But at night, when you're scared, your brain starts looking at those shadows, connecting the lines, and suddenly, that pile of clothes has a head. It has shoulders. It's not just a shape anymore, is it? And that little flicker of movement you saw, it's not a maybe anymore. Your brain's threat detection system is now screaming code red. And it just makes a decision. It overrides all doubt and says, that's not a shadow, that's a person, right there. And that random noise from earlier, the hissing radiator, it's not just noise anymore. Your brain gives it a purpose. It makes it intentional. It turns that hiss into a whisper. See what's happening? Fear doesn't just make the glitches louder, it stitches them all together, and it creates a ghost. So you might be thinking, why? Why on earth is our brain built to do this to us? Why would it be programmed to scare us so much? Well, the reason? It's actually pretty amazing. This right here, this is the single most important thing to remember. Your brain isn't trying to scare you. It's trying to protect you. This isn't a bug, it's a feature. This is your ancient security system working perfectly. At the end of the day, your brain is just playing the odds. Think about it from a survival point of view. For our ancestors, mistaking a tree branch for a bear and running away, no big deal, you just look a little silly. But mistaking a bear for a tree branch, that's game over. So your brain is programmed to make the safer mistake. It will always, always choose a false alarm over a missed threat. The footsteps, the whispers, they're just the side effects of that survival code. So the next time you're alone in the dark and you hear that creak or see that shadow, just remember, you're not going crazy, you're not being haunted, you are listening to the echoes of a million years of survival. It's actually kind of amazing. And it really makes you wonder, right? What other survival glitches are hiding in your mind, running in the background every single day?